Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about potlucks or any other type of work-related event, such as someone's birthday party, wedding shower, bridal shower, any type of event that's organized by someone at work, and you're asked to participate, and you always feel like you have to, you feel obligated, you feel guilty if you don't. Sometimes they might try to make you feel guilty, or they pressure you, you have to do this, you have to pitch in. And you know what? You really don't have to. You go to work for one reason, and that's to make money. I do not go to work to make friends and spend the money that I earned, that I worked hard to earn. And right now I'm on my fire journey, and my main focus is to work, make as much money as I can, and every spare dollar that I make, I want to save that dollar and invest it towards my future. I'm really focused on my fire journey. And I wanted to do this video because at my job, it was just, and it still is, it was just really becoming such a problem. Almost every other week, someone was organizing some type of potluck or, some type of occasion where we all need to pitch in and buy someone something. And I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And it was just, especially pre-pandemic, we had a lot of potlucks, and they've kind of lightened up recently, thank goodness. But there was a lot of pressure. Whenever we have potlucks, they put up a sign-up sheet. They have categories to sign up for certain, main dishes, side dishes, beverages, whatever, and you sign your name and you say they want to know what you're going to bring. And I just think that's so controlled and ridiculous. And I stopped signing up on those sheets. But even then, there were times for some potlucks where they would put me on the spot in front of the other employees and say, hey, what are you going to bring? And I had just gotten to the point where I would try to take the cheapest, most convenient way out and just buy a $3 bag of chips and bring that. But it had gotten so bad that whoever was orchestrating these potlucks, they got to the point where they would say, no, you can't just bring a bag of chips. Like they want, home cooked meals, they want it to be like a family style potluck. And you know what? I just don't have the time or the energy or the money to waste on going to the store. I'm exhausted when I get off work, going to the store, trying to plan out what I'm going to bring for this potluck that I don't even want to contribute to, for someone that I don't even really like. And, I'm just done, especially since they've been, trying to put more pressure on us. And, I just decided for now on, I'm just going to do one potluck a year, and that's going to be the Christmas party. And I'm done buying gifts. I'm done pitching in. No more baby showers, no more birthdays, no more wedding gifts. But part of what's helping me on my journey, a while back, I had a carpool buddy, And he is the opposite of me. Here I am in super saving mode, and he is actually the opposite. He's a spender. He likes to spend his money on luxury items, expensive cars, electronics, luxury clothes. He loves to spend money. But we had an interesting conversation about our paid time off hours, our PTO. And, he likes to save his PTO hours, where me, I was using them. And I learned something interesting from him, not just about saving those hours, but also saving my money on things that I really don't need to be spending money on. The discussion had to do with, I had a wedding to go to. I had to buy a gift. I had to go out of town. I had to take time off. And he told me he doesn't do any of that stuff. He doesn't go to weddings. He's got family members out of town in San Francisco. And he's like, I'm not going to take time off of work, buy a plane ticket, use my paid time off to go to some wedding just because someone else wants to get married. And, I said, well, what do you tell them? What do you tell your family about why you're not going to go? And he says, I just tell them I got to work. And I was like, oh, okay, because that actually is a great answer, because most of the time when people are having these big occasions, I really do have to work, and I might not have the extra time to go to these occasions. And I started doing what he said. I mean, actually for me, family is very important. And yes, I will take time off to go to a family occasion, and I will buy them gifts. Family is very important to me. But however, I have been following his advice for other things that are less important to me. And if I really don't want to go, I just tell them the truth. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I have to work. And it's been working really well for me. It's all about what's important to you. Whether you are a spender, or you're on a FIRE journey, or you're trying to get out of debt, like, there's certain things that are priorities to you, but a lot of the other stuff, you just have to cut it out of your life. You can't be blowing your money on nonsense. So that's pretty much it. I just want to encourage people, if you are on a FIRE journey and you're having a hard time, because there's all of these pressures coming up that sidetrack you, all of these gifts that you got to spend money on, or parties that you got to spend money on. Like, you don't have to do it. You can say no. I mean, I've even stood back and watched at my job whenever someone brings up a potluck. It's funny because, the culture of my job, it's mostly the women who want to organize these, and the men, they just kind of stand back quietly. They don't say anything. And then the day of the potluck, the men just come and they show up and they eat the food. And no one gives them a hard time. So I have kind of learned to, whenever they talk about potlucks, I'm quiet. I don't participate in the conversation. And the day of the potluck, when it comes, I participate in the potluck by eating. And I don't feel bad, because there are many times when I brought food and I wanted people to eat the food because I didn't want to have to carry it back home. Which, by the way, that I don't miss either, hauling the food all the way from, I have a really big parking lot to walk through in a big building. I do not miss hauling all of that potluck crap, huge dishes. My arms would be killing me. I do not miss that. And whatever, I wanted people to eat everything because I didn't want to have to haul it all back to my car and deal with, all the cleanup and everything. So yeah, I do not miss it. I don't want to contribute to these potlucks anymore. And I'm so happy about it. So yeah, don't feel like you have to do this. Don't feel like you're obligated to pitch in. All right, everyone, be strong. Just say no and have a great day.